We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about confirmation. You're on the right track.
We all want confirmation.
We all want to be on the right track.
It's like, sunny share, information, inspiration, confirmation on the right track, feel good about deals, good bank balance. That's you.
Yeah. It all probably started when we were at school and your teacher's saying, you're actually pretty good at this. Yeah. And we've all had teachers who've said, you should probably seek a different type of career.
I don't think you're going to make it in this field. Jill,
well, who was it for you?
Jill, if you can't handle biology, not that I wanted to ever be in the medical field. I knew it. I couldn't handle biology. But I love physics.
Me too.
I could have done something with that. That was my favorite.
I had a basketball coach tell me that you're wasting my time and you're wasting your own time.
I knew on my own that I was not meant to be a trumpet player.
Yeah,
but Lord knows I tried.
It's funny. We both played the trumpet, and I've had people all throughout all of that since I was in grade school through high school say, "This is not you. I think you're tone deaf." I mean, they didn't say that, but
I never had that. I just didn't have the passion because I don't know why. I was a kid. I think it was 6th grade when I was doing it. Back then it was way younger. Everybody had to play an instrument. So I brought home the flute, and my dad said, "Oh no."
Good for your dad.
Took me right back and traded in my flute for a trumpet.
That's funny.
Well, yep.
What was his thinking there? Just a gender thing?
Because he played trumpet. He played French horn. He wanted me to learn that too, and he thought that would be cool. And let me tell you, my mom did not like me practicing at home.
That's a parent thing.
That's true.
When you're real young, if you're a real young parent, you can handle this stuff like that. But as you get older, it's like, you know what? I cook and I clean. I put a lot of time into this. I got to veto the trumpet.
My time's valuable. My ear and my sanity is valuable too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
I was fine in math. I was very good at creative writing and book reports and all that stuff. Reading comprehension was not my greatest thing.
Do you know what I hated? I hated reading just because I did not, I couldn't keep my attention. And part of it was all the books that I was handed to read. I used to hate reading. This is the funniest thing. Sidetracked here. I used to hate reading, and I thought it was me and reading. But later on, I realized it wasn't me and reading. It was what I was supposed to read. It was what was given me to read. I just didn't enjoy. And I couldn't get through them. And then later on, I tried to learn to read again and just get motivated by reading. And I'd pick up books, and I don't know why. It's funny to me. I didn't know you could start a book and not finish a book. So I would force myself to finish a book. And then again, that's no fun. Mm-hmm. And finally, someone came along and said, if you don't write it, throw it away, give it away. Or if you don't like it. And I'm like, this is a great concept.
So I have to take this opportunity because you just nailed my first point on this topic. Just nailed it. In the very simplest terms, this is how you know you're on the right track. You don't hate it. There's a lot of people who really believe, and I know this because I grew up in this environment in Michigan, that you're supposed to suffer. You're not supposed to enjoy what you do for a living, not really supposed to enjoy the relationship you're in. You're supposed to suffer and be loud about your suffering. It's a contest. You suffer more, you win. That's not confirmation that you're on the right track. That's a social problem, which is one of the reasons I live in a different state. Before we get into the real positive stuff, though, let's take a question posted by one of the members on the LandInvestors.com online community. It's free.
Matt asks, I'm buying a property in San Bernardino County. I know there is no public water to this county.
To this property.
This property, excuse me. Did I just say that? Could you imagine? San Bernardino sucks. Well, then hell, who would live there? That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
Jill,
classic.
that's the blooper of the week. There's no public water to that county.
All of it. All of San Bernardino. Good thing there's a lakes. Like Arrowhead.
That's some great
and
stuff.
Big Bear. That's so funny. All right, let's back up. All right, I know there's no public water to this property. Can someone let me know if it's worth continuing my due diligence to determine if this property would be suitable for a well or require delivered water? My bottom line question is this. Is it sufficient to stop my water due diligence after determining that there is no public water to the property, or is determining whether or not it's suitable for a well or would require hold water important enough that I should continue to do the research of it ahead of closing and include it in my listing?
I'm going to stop
Smart.
you. I'm going to
This is
stop you
good.
right there. The answer to these questions are, to me, they're glaringly obvious. Water and electricity and sanitation are handled so differently, so wildly different, county to county, community to community. Elevation has a massive, San Bernardino goes from like 6,000 feet to like negative 5 feet. And it's a huge county right out of Los Angeles. So, the answer to this question is what's going on in the immediate properties around you. Are there lots of houses and trees and you have the only one that's just barren and doesn't work? So relativity in real estate investment really, 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 really matters. Due diligence, yeah, you got to do it. But he already knows that there's not a lot of water. There's not a water situation there. So go ahead, Joe.
Is there a significant value add to a property if it can have a well? Or is it basically the same cost for a well as hauled water? So there's no sense in continuing research once you determine that there's no public utility. My assumption is that the properties surrounding mine also need a well delivered water. So as long as I say there's no public utility, does it really matter to which of the two it is? Assuming my comps don't have public utility, of course.
Relativity really, really matters here. Matt, I do not want you to start down the path you're going down. But a little bit of due diligence and check the relativity of other properties is good. But what's happening, I can tell the way you wrote this, you're incredibly intelligent and you want to make sure you do it right. That just doesn't work that way. You all want to do stuff right, but you got to take a look at this property, make sure it's cheap enough that you're buying it so undervalued that if you missed something glaringly obvious like water, you're still going to get out of it okay. That's our whole business model. You can't, especially in a place like San Bernardino, where there's a bajillion, the real thing about San Bernardino County is there's a bajillion properties for sale. It's grossly, in my opinion, oversaturated. There's so many properties for sale, it doesn't even make a sense to send out a mailer at 10%. That's just my opinion. That's the kind of stuff you got to look at. And I really hope that I don't know if you're a member or not, but I hope that you went through our pricing methodology and what we really teach here is price per square foot in houses, price per acre in land, relativity, getting in it and getting out. And this is too much detail when, in fact, half of a sentence would suffice, which is, what's your neighbor doing?
I was going to say, he's already, as of what I'm reading right now, you already have it. You already have the answer.
Question.
So the due diligence you've already done is enough.
So
you can say, look, I know there's no this. Here are some solutions. This is for the next person. And it's priced accordingly, by the way. This is for my buyer. So you buyer, when you go buy this property, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And that's part of the reason why you're getting it so inexpensively. But I will say, here's a neighbor here and a neighbor there. They've obviously figured it out. If you're serious about this property and you want to do what they did, go knock on their doors.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The real tragedy would be if this was just the water part. And then you were doing it with sanitation. And then you were doing it with electricity.
For every property.
And then you were doing it with access, physical and legal.
Right.
And then you don't ever buy a piece of property.
Right.
When you should really be thinking about price on the in and price on the out.
Right.
And the market. Today's topic, confirmation you're on the right track. This is the meat of the show. Is Matt on the right track?
I think he is.
So do I.
You know why? He asked the question and he stopped before he got too far.
Yeah.
That's exactly the right thing. Okay. He's like, I'm about to go down this path, everyone. Do I need to continue on this path? And we all, I'm sure everybody, I'm chiming in right now if they haven't already, that said, that's it, done, stop. You did your work.
They did. You
And
should
then-
see what Kevin said.
Okay, good. And so Matt's probably going, "Whew, you guys all just saved me 4 hours of work. I'm glad I asked that question." So he is on the right path. And
One of our moderators
kind of knows it.
Kevin said, you should just need to stop this.
You know what? By the way, Matt, he wouldn't have asked the question if he didn't kind of think it. I think he just wanted confirmation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Today's topic. Did I already say it?
did.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, there's your confirmation. Confirmation you're on the right track. So this question relates to that. We just confirmed he's on the right track and we stopped him from going too far. And, you know, if he went that far, it would be great if it was for his own residence. If he's buying a piece of property for his own building purposes and he wants to put a house there, then you do need to do all that work. And that's the point.
You know, when you're younger, confirmation is black and white. Your parents, they give you confirmation for, especially when you're real young. Great, you finished your dinner. No, you didn't finish your dinner. You did a great thing here. You got just positively affirmed for, whatever. No, you can't hit your sister anymore. Not that I have personal experience with that.
Neither do I.
And then it moves on to your teachers. You got an A, you got a B, you got a C. Jill, sit in the back of the class because you talk too much.
That's
you have
true.
no future. You have no future, Jill, unless you plan on being a professional class clown. Some of these are real close. Some of them aren't. I'll leave you to decide which ones are real. When you get into business, not so much. Some people seek these black and white situations out. That's all they want. Some people love to work in an environment where a trophy gets passed around and the person that did a great thing gets to have the trophy on their desk. And that's all they need. That's all the confirmation they need that they're doing a good job. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've always needed a lot more. And the more confirmation that you need, the more you realize you're not going to get it. You can only get it from yourself, or you can get it from a tiny little peer group like Land Academy. So what's confirmation that you're on the right track with the Land Academy concept to you?
Well, for me, it comes easy. It's like the niche found you. We talk about that. You understand whatever it is, and you can easily complete those tasks or those transactions. Usually it relates to transactions. Let's just say, for example, you're working in a county, or you're working in a transaction where everybody's passed on. This comes up often, so I'm going to use this example. Everybody's dead. I don't know what to do. The kids that he inherited, I don't know. Do I believe him? Do I not believe him? You have two choices. I solve it or I move on. That's really kind of it. So, and a lot of people will move on. That's not their niche. Their niche is doing deals fast, picking the easy ones, pricing them great, doing a lot of volume, and there's other things that they pick out that they do. But maybe they don't touch any of these deals. But some people do, and they can make a great business out of it. And if you can understand it, and once you get through one, you know what to ask for, you know how it works, and you're not afraid of it, that might be your niche and a confirmation, if you will, that you're on the right track. Step 2 is further confirmation. If you look around and notice, I'm the only one that gets it. Why is that? Everybody's dead. Everybody in this group gets all panicky if everybody's dead.
Yeah.
This isn't hard. You
Jill,
ask for
this is
this.
brilliant.
Thank you. You do this. You need an attorney in these situations. You don't need an attorney in these situations, and so on. And you just feel like, oh, there's not much competition. All right. That's the second step that I'm on the right track. And then the final step for confirmation that you're on the right track is everybody's looking to you like you're the expert. They're asking you for advice. They're looking to you for help. They are confirming to you what you already know.
This is an email that I got directly before we sat down to record this. It started off like this. Dear Jack, thank you so much for Land Academy. I was a 2.5-year member of the Land Geek, and I always in my soul knew there was something more. I'm a data person. I understand data. It's my regular daytime job, and I'm really good at it. And then I found you guys. You confirmed and closed this thing for me, and I'm buying and selling tons and tons of property now using the data methodology. In fact, maybe we should schedule a call because I found some ways that I think I can improve data for the whole group. That is confirmation. And I sent the guy back glaring positive. You got it. You figured it out. That's confirmation that you're on the right track. I don't think confirmation necessarily comes from other people. It shouldn't. Success can be a confirmation that you're on the right track, period. Jill and I have multiple lines of business. We have I think 9 separate lines of business. And one of them right now, we're looking at each other kind of cross-eyed saying, I'm not sure that we want to be in this anymore. Because for a lot of reasons, when a transaction is easy, I don't mean fast and easy and nobody's bitching. Everybody's going to bitch. Everyone's going to complain. The people are, but I'm not talking about that. That happens in every type of deal. I'm talking about you got letters in the hands, offers in the hands of people in a market. They predictable and consistent percentage of them called you back, and you're doing a few deals. You've got the deals done, or the roadblocks that in the deal that happen, and they happen in all deals, are overcomable. It was priced right. You moved the thing forward through a system, and you sold the property, and the sellers were relatively happy, or as happy as buyers were as happy as they can be. It wasn't like tragedy. There wasn't tragedy. It wasn't error-free, and it wasn't comfortable and pretty, but it wasn't tragic. That's confirmation that you're on the right track doing some stuff right. The problem comes when people think there's an easy button. And so one little tiny thing like probate throws them for a loop, like what Jill just said. So that's what I think confirmation that you're on the right track is. On the flip side, here's what I think. I hate false praise. We all know what a yes man is.
Right.
Where you sit around with your employees and say, wow, you're so good at this. Or, they're in the recent generations, they've been this whole notion of participation ribbon. No.
I hate that.
That's just innately wrong.
Everybody gets a trophy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It does set people up to think that it's all going to be easy and it's all fair.
Well, it sets them up to think that's the title. It sets them up. It confirms them that they're on the right track when in fact they suck.
Right.
You're not doing anybody any favors at that. I'd rather have the coach just say, you should not play basketball. You don't get a ribbon, man. These guys over here, they can play basketball. Well, look, that's not you. Why don't you go run track? Turns out for me.
Are you still carrying around
not at all.
Some deep-seated?
I'm truly not. I hated playing basketball. I ended up being extremely good at football for whatever reason. Who knows why. And baseball. So it wasn't and even if they said, if all my coaches said that, and my math teacher said, wow, you're really excelling at this, that would have been fine with me too. So take a real good look, hard look, maybe even talk to your spouse or whatever. But look in the mirror and say, what do you need to feel like you're succeeding at this? It's always been my balance sheet for me. And a happy spouse. That's really in the end.
What it is for me is I know if I can work through things quickly and I get done quickly and I can go do what I want to do, that's for me confirmation I'm on the right track. Like I say this often, hey, if it takes me 4 hours, it takes you 8 hours. It doesn't mean I should spend 8 hours on it. That's just the way it is.
Amen to that.
That's confirmation I'm on the right track.
I had a colleague that I worked with for years and years, and she said, if you or anyone or me, I can't do my job incredibly well in 8 hours and then go shopping, there's something there's something wrong. You really got to figure that out fast. It was Terry Troxel.
That's cute. I love her. I miss her.
I know, me too.
Happy you could join us today. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show. Each Tuesday and Thursday, we're over on the House Academy Show.
Next week, join us for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I have got to add, it's Black Friday. If you have not got our email, zip on over to our sites. Check out Land Academy and House Academy. You should find some stuff there with some great specials. You could probably find it in social media too. So go check that out. The Land Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listener. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.